It seems like the way we think about AI,
Yep.
as just a tool, something that responds to us, it might be changing.
Oh, really? In what way?
Well, what if AI is starting to become independent? Like, what if it could make its own economy?
Wow, its own economic system. That's a pretty big idea.
It is. And it's not just science fiction anymore. The stuff we've been reading for this deep dive is pointing in that direction, and it's fascinating.
That sounds really interesting. So where are we getting this information from? What are we looking at today?
We've got a few things. There's this article from OnLim that talks about agentic AI systems, and then we have a CNBC interview with Darren Acemoglu. He's an economist from MIT and a Nobel Prize winner.
Okay, a pretty credible source. What does he have to say about AI and economics?
Well, he talks about the impacts of AI on the economy in general. And then we have a Medium article, The Dawn of the Agent Economy. It goes deep into how AI agents could totally change how software works.
I see. So disrupting the traditional software models. Interesting. So what are we hoping to get out of all of this? What's the goal of this deep dive?
We want to understand how an AI-driven economy could happen. Like, how would it actually form? When could this happen? What would it look like? And most importantly, what would it mean for us?
The human impact is certainly a key question. Let's start with the basics. What exactly are these agentic AI systems that keep popping up?
Right, that's a great place to begin. The Onlam article actually gives a good definition. It says that agentic AI systems are different from AI that just follows instructions. These systems can set their own goals and then figure out how to reach them. They make decisions on their own based on what's going on around them, and they can change their approach if things change.
So they're not just reacting, they're actually thinking ahead and planning.
Exactly. So it's more than just processing information, right? What are the key things that make these agentic AI systems different from the AI we're used to?
Well, according to the Onlam article, there are a few key characteristics. They're constantly learning and adapting. So they're not static, they're always improving based on their experiences.
They're always getting smarter, like they're learning from everything they do.
Exactly. They also have planning and goal-setting abilities. Unlike AI that's designed for one specific task, agentic AI can think about long-term goals, break them down into smaller steps, and figure out the best way to achieve those goals.
Like they can strategize. That's impressive.
And on top of all of that, they have some understanding of context, which means they can interpret the situation around them and react appropriately. That's a huge advantage in complex and unpredictable environments.
So these agentic AI systems, they seem much more proactive and intelligent than the AI we usually think about.
Absolutely. It's a completely different way of thinking about AI. It's not a passive tool anymore. It's an active agent. It's making its own choices.
But we should be realistic too, right? These systems aren't perfect. The Onlam article does mention some limitations.
Right, of course. It points out that a lot of agentic AI systems today still need some level of human supervision. Or they're designed to work in very specific areas. They haven't achieved complete independence or become universally applicable.
I see. So we're not talking about full-blown AI running the world just yet.
Not quite. The idea of autonomous general intelligence, or AGI, that's AI, with human-level intelligence and the ability to handle any task in any context, that's still a future goal.
So the technology is advanced, but we're still in the early stages of truly autonomous agents.
Exactly. But with all that said, how do we get from these agentic AI systems to an actual AI economy? What needs to happen for that to emerge?
That's a really good question. The Decrypt article talks about how some autonomous agents are already doing things like making trades and figuring out their own workflows. So it's starting, but for a full-fledged AI economy, these agents need to be more than just workers.
Oh, interesting. So they need to step up their game. In what way?
They need to become planners. Like they need to be able to evaluate risks, see opportunities, and make decisions that create value. They need to be entrepreneurs, in a way.
So they need to find their own niche, their own way of contributing to the economy? I like that.
Exactly. The Decrypt article mentioned a huge jump in the number of AI agents connected to Web3, almost 10,000 by the end of 2024.
Wow, that's a lot. And Web3 is all about decentralization, so it seems like a natural fit for autonomous agents.
It does, but there's a catch. The article points out that even though we have all these AI agents popping up, they're not necessarily creating a lot of economic value yet. They're kind of stuck competing for the same opportunities.
They need a bigger playing field, more room to grow.
Exactly. So what needs to change? How do we get beyond this initial phase and create an environment where an AI economy can really flourish?
The Decrypt article suggests we need to create new spaces for AI agents. Spaces that aren't just about financial speculation. We need places where they can experiment, be creative, and build infrastructure.
Like what kind of spaces? Could you give us some examples?
Sure, think about open-ended virtual worlds where AI agents can interact and collaborate.
Yeah.
Or AI to AI service economies, where agents can trade their skills and services with each other.
I see. So giving them a platform to create and exchange value in new ways.
Exactly. And that brings us to another important point: financial autonomy for AI agents. The Decrypt article talked about how traditional finance just isn't set up for AI.
Right, because our current financial systems are designed for humans, not for AI.
Exactly. AI can't just open a bank account or get a loan. They need a human to do all that for them. So for a true AI economy to exist, they need their own financial system.
And that's where cryptocurrency and blockchain technology come in.
Right. Blockchain offers a global, permissionless financial infrastructure, which means AI agents can have their own wallets, hold digital assets, and transact with each other without needing any human intervention. They're not bound by the rules and limitations of traditional finance.
It gives them the freedom to participate in the economy on their own terms.
Exactly. So blockchain and cryptocurrency are key enablers for an AI economy. They provide the financial foundation that AI agents need to operate independently.
This all sounds really transformative.
Mhm.
But when could this realistically happen? How far off is this AI economy?
Well, the Decrypt article actually suggests it might be closer than we think. AI agents are already doing some pretty sophisticated things.
Like what specifically?
They're making financial trades, managing decentralized autonomous organizations, and even playing a role in drug discovery. So the groundwork is being laid and things are moving quickly.
So the building blocks are already in place, even if we don't see the full picture yet.
Right. And the Medium article also hints at some pretty rapid progress in the near future. It mentions that the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, expects some spectacular and surprising developments in AI agent technology within the next year or two.
So even if a full-fledged AI economy is still a few years away, the pieces are falling into place rapidly.
Absolutely. And those advancements are going to be fascinating to watch unfold. So let's say this AI economy does start to take shape. What would it actually look like? How would it work in practice?
The Medium article has some interesting ideas about that.
Yeah, it describes AI agents becoming like a new layer of logic within software. So instead of using traditional user interfaces, we'd just tell AI agents what we want and they'd take care of it.
So like giving instructions to a personal assistant.
Exactly, but much more powerful and autonomous. The agent would then interact with data sources, analyze information, and execute tasks, all without us having to click buttons or write code.
That would be a huge change in how we use software.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The article gives an example of an AI agent that creates a year-end financial report. It pulls the data, writes the code for charts and graphs, analyzes trends, and formats the final document. It does all of that, just from a simple instruction.
So no more spreadsheets and manual analysis.
Potentially. It's a shift from static tools to dynamic AI-driven processes, and this could have a major impact on the traditional software as a service model.
How so?
Well, the Medium article argues that AI agents could disrupt the whole SaaS model with its focus on user interfaces, siloed data, and per-user pricing. AI agents could access data from multiple sources, work across different platforms, and potentially be priced based on the tasks they perform, not the number of users.
That makes a lot of sense. AI agents could work much more efficiently and flexibly than traditional software.
Exactly. And that could lead to significant cost savings and new ways of delivering software-based services.
The Medium article also gave some real-world examples of how AI agents are already starting to change things.
Oh, yeah. It highlighted companies using AI agents for things like customer service, sales, marketing, recruiting, healthcare, law, even contact centers. AI is already making its mark in a lot of different industries.
So it's not just a theoretical idea, it's actually happening.
Right, and those are just a few examples. The applications for AI agents are vast, and they're only going to become more sophisticated and widespread. And here's another really interesting point from the Decrypt article. It talks about AI agents becoming self-funding, like they could earn money and then reinvest it to grow their own wealth.
Wow, AI agents as investors. That's a pretty mind-blowing concept.
It is. It raises all sorts of questions about how we manage and regulate these systems. We need to think carefully about how to design AI agents so that they operate in a way that benefits everyone, not just themselves.
So let's talk about the human side of all this. What are the potential impacts of an AI economy on us, on people's lives and jobs?
The OnLim article pointed out some potential benefits. It said that businesses could become much more efficient and agile with AI agents doing a lot of the work.
Which would free up human workers to focus on more creative and strategic tasks.
Exactly. AI could handle the routine tasks, the things that can be easily automated, and humans could focus on the things that require uniquely human skills.
That sounds like a positive outcome.
It could be. But the Medium article also suggests that AI agents could lead to significant job displacement.
Especially in jobs that are repetitive or heavily reliant on traditional software.
Right. If an AI agent can do your job faster, better, and cheaper, then there's a chance your job might disappear. So we need to be prepared for that and start thinking about how to adapt.
Darren Acemoglu, in his CNBC interview, also emphasized the need for humans to adapt and acquire new skills in the age of AI.
Yeah, he said that investing in education and worker training is absolutely crucial. We need to help people develop the skills they need to thrive in a world where AI is increasingly prevalent. We need to focus on skills that AI can't replicate, like critical thinking, creativity, and complex problem solving.
So it's about finding ways for humans and AI to work together, each leveraging their own strengths.
Exactly. And Azamoglu also brought up an interesting point about demographics. He said that AI could potentially help address some demographic challenges, like an aging workforce, but it's not a simple solution.
So AI might be able to help with some of those issues, but it's not a magic bullet.
Right. And the Decrypt article also highlighted a really important ethical consideration.
Oh, what's that?
It said that if we're not careful, AI agents could actually destabilize ecosystems if their goals aren't aligned with human values.
So if we're not careful, AI could end up doing things that are harmful, even if that's not our intention.
Exactly. That's why we need to be very thoughtful about how we design and regulate AI agents. We need transparency, accountability, and mechanisms for human oversight. We need to make sure that AI is working for us, not against us.
So let's sum this all up. What are the key takeaways from our deep dive today? What's the big picture?
Well, it's clear that AI agents are evolving rapidly, they're becoming more sophisticated, more autonomous, and more capable, and that's leading us towards a potential future where we have a distinct AI-driven economy.
An economy where AI agents are making trades, providing services, and potentially even accumulating their own wealth.
Exactly. And this transition is happening faster than many people might realize. The technology is already here, the building blocks are in place, and significant progress is expected in the very near future.
And this AI economy has the potential to fundamentally change how we work, how businesses operate, and how our society functions.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to understand these trends. We need to be prepared for the changes that are coming and think critically about how we want to shape this future. We need to consider the ethical implications, the economic implications, and the social implications. This is a complex and rapidly evolving landscape, and it demands our attention.
That's a great point. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we use it and what kind of future we want to create with it.
Exactly. And that brings us to a final thought for our listeners.
Oh, I like this part. What should people be thinking about as they process all this information?
Well, we've talked about AI agents becoming self-funding and potentially accumulating wealth. So here's the question. What kind of ethical and governance frameworks do we need to put in place to ensure that this newfound wealth benefits all of humanity, not just a select few? How do we ensure that an AI economy serves the common good?
That's a very profound question. It's something that deserves a lot of thought and discussion as we move forward. It's not just about technological innovation. It's about ensuring that this innovation leads to a better future for everyone.
Absolutely. We need to approach this new era with both excitement and caution, with a commitment to harnessing the power of AI for good while mitigating the potential risks. This is a conversation that needs to continue, and it's a conversation that we all need to be a part of.
So, to our listeners, we encourage you to delve deeper into these topics, to explore the ideas we've discussed, and to engage in this crucial conversation about the future of AI and its impact on our world.
The future is being shaped right now, and we all have a role to play in ensuring that it's a future we can all be proud of.